Gaffer, so looking on from the game against Knox County, you pushed the league leaders all the way. Have you had any more chance to reflect on since? Because I seem to think after the final whistle you were praising your team for pushing so hard, but felt that they could have gone a little bit further on.
Yeah, I still feel the same. We've had a chat with all of them individually and collectively. That was important because sometimes in their heads they're doing what they feel they can do and working their hardest, running their fastest, jumping their highest. And so then we have to say to them, well, look, especially the last 20 minutes, but watch the whole game at home. That's your homework. And then we'll have a chat with the review, and we'll see whether you still feel the same. Nobody disagreed with me on the day. I gave them that opportunity to say that the last 20 minutes we wasn't potent enough. Subs come on and didn't realise why they'd come on. You know, that's what it looked like. I'm sure in their heads that was different. So, you know, subs you bring on to use their strengths to go and either keep the game or go and get the game back. And you have to realise what the manager's bringing you on for, because surely you realise that. But now we know that we might have to explain to them exactly why we're bringing them on. But we competed. I'd just like to have seen us play a little bit more. But the stats showed us that we got into the penalty area the same amount of time as them. So that's a game that could be won either way. We got into the final third, same as them, or slightly more. Both of them slightly more, but only one or two. So it just showed we had every chance of taking that game had we produced something towards the end.
And are you still of the opinion that one result doesn't change and things, that the momentum is still building? It still feels like a Gaffer, doesn't it? That over January your team has come on.
Yeah, absolutely it has, and that's why we can get disappointed with them, because we know we've got it. We know that we played a good in-house game the other day against our young team, our under 18s, and that showed me that they have got the quality. It was good for the young lads as well, because we need to see what they had against our players, so that anyone who showed a modicum of skill or modicum of work rate, or then has got an opportunity to join us. But in that game, we saw our team play, of course, with a bit of confidence. That's the pros, and score goals that are our goals. And even though you're playing against young kids who are really trying, because they want to try and earn a contract, it was a good exercise for them understanding that the intensity and the relentlessness that you need against the opposition in the National League, because we've got the skill and the ability to do it, and that's what we need to bring out in them, and yeah, that's what the whole week's been about, and we still got a couple of days left. It's just trying to keep that confidence in them, but then scoring more goals. We nearly got our couple of goals. It was very close. There was some good opportunities. The keeper made an unbelievable save. When he tipped the one over the bar, I think that was at 0-0. And we had a couple of other opportunities. So while we're getting into the final third and having shots and things, so they just need to be. We just need a little bit more quality and a little bit more relentlessness.
And you've got at least you've revitalised both ends of the field, the defence and the attack, since the turn of the year. And one of those new players, Lewis Collins, was involved in the goal, and it's great to have that other attacking option alongside Aaron Jarvis and Tope Fabinsi as well.
Yeah, it is, and we've got all three of them have got something different. So if Jarvis was injured, for instance, and he's your target man, you can play the other two together. That's what we did against the kids for 45 minutes, just to see how that would mix and match those two. So that was good. We were pleased with that. Toby got in, should have scored. If he'd have been thinking Woking, he'd have scored the same goal as he did at Woking. But he felt he could have another stride to get a bit closer, and the lad done great to make a last ditch tackle. But both of them are still learning our game, but they're both getting there quick, which is good, and they're both very, very keen to score goals, and that's what I need from people that are coming in.
Of course, change of competition on Saturday. The Isuzu FA Trophy reaches the fifth round stage. When you set out on the journey just before the Chippenham game, you said obviously when it gets to the quarter-final stage, that's when it gets really exciting. Of course, the win against Barnet only leaves you 2 games away from Wembley. Without wanting to get ahead of ourselves, it's getting to that point where it is going to become more and more exciting as the rounds progress.
Yeah, it is, and we're trying to keep our squad fresh. We're trying to keep our squad fit, so that we have enough players later on to keep wanting to win these games. We got to make sure that we can play Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, which is coming up. We've got a couple of Tuesdays free at the moment. We got still fit in Chesterfield. We'd have to fit in Aldershot, like we said, if we get through to the next round. But I'm sure, as is with Barnet, you put out the team that you think is going to win that game. Now, sometimes people might need a rest, of course, and somebody comes in fresh, or it might mean that you play a similar team that you played the last round, not the last round, the last game, because it went okay. So, managers have those decisions to make. We haven't made it yet because it's only Thursday, and we always wait for something to happen and then make our decisions sometimes on the Thursday, but sometimes on the Friday. And it's a competition worth winning. It is. And once you get to that last 16, as you say, if you can win in the last 16, there's not many games or teams to play, and some of the big boys are out. So who knows? But it's still a long way to go, of course, because Barnet are a very, very good team this season. They've got a lot of athleticism, a lot of big boys, a lot of strength, good pace. But we don't need to be scared of anybody at the minute, because we've got a game and a mentality at the minute that's looking okay. We're looking like we want to be in games. We're looking like we want to win games. We're looking like an extra little bit of stardust, is what I said the other day. Will get us more wins, and that's what we got to bring out of those players.
I guess one of the blessings, Gaffer, is that it will be decided on the day. Won't be going to replay. Otherwise, you'd be in a very strange situation where you're playing the same team 3 times.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I know. No, that's right. That's not going to happen. So everyone has to concentrate on their penalties, and we've known that all the way along in the competition. So we'll be practicing them. That's for sure. Unfortunately, the penalty spot out there will get well used over the next couple of days, because that's important. You don't want to be playing 90 minutes and getting a result, as in a draw, for instance, and then lose on penalties. We don't want to do that. And obviously, our goalkeeper will be working hard as well, and our goalkeeper coach. So we'll see. It's a little bit of a lottery, but you've got to make sure that nobody misses the crossbar by 5 yards over the top, or goes past the post or something. If the keeper makes a save, make sure it's a fabulous save against us. You know what I mean? Then you don't feel so bad.